237. That's the number in the moon rim in The Shining. I think 237, isn't it? Is it 237,000 miles to the moon? Apparently. 237 would also be Washington DC reversal, so that feels like that will be coming soon as well. So did you check out the video I did with Gillian from Butter Me Up Organics earlier? Go and check that out, have a look. There's a discount code there for you. I said in the video it was 11%, it's 10%, so it's 10% if you just click the link. And if you need a code, you can put Tom numbers, but you should be able to get it just with the link. But if it asks for a code, do that. Hey everyone, how you all doing? So I haven't put this on Twitter yet, but I saw it earlier and I probably will do. So there's a picture of Charlie Kirk. There's a lot of mystery around this whole thing. And there's a picture of him maybe back in the day. And he's got different teeth. And then his teeth are different in the most recent picture. And they look kind of a lot smaller. I'm not an expert on cloning, but I have been getting a lot of numbers and things on it in terms of maybe he's a clone 2.0, probably. That's what it looks like. And then people are digging around and finding evidence to maybe point to that. And talking of the clones, I'll probably do a more in-depth show tomorrow. But something, I'll give you a little preview here. Something about the location of where the shooting took place. I think the White Hats are deliberately using that. In fact, I know they are. They're using that as a deliberate marker, as a deliberate point to much bigger things that are coming. Yeah, I think I'll probably... It's been very wet here today, so I always like to do the shows out and about if I can. I'm hoping for a bit of a break in the weather tomorrow, hopefully, although it looks still quite wet. But yeah, it's pointing towards a much bigger thing. It's been pointing. Hey girls, it's been pointing. It is pointing to a much bigger picture. Yeah, a lot more. And I think in the coming days, weeks, we'll see more in regards to that. I don't think it will take long though. I think they're just putting all the pieces in place, or the pieces are in place, but we'll start to see bit by bit as they slot it all in. And then once dominoes start falling, doesn't take long. But it's clever. It's clever how they've done this. And we need the storm. We do. We need it. Did the energies feel a bit different to you? Quite often the weather makes it feel different, but it's been peculiar. Since that shooting of Charlie Kirk, it has been quite peculiar. Different things happening. And it's strange. It's an odd time. Yes, we do. Chauncey, we do. We for sure do. And the dominoes have to fall at some point, and I think this feels like this is the beginning of the dominoes. Derek and the Dominoes, didn't they used to be a band years ago? But that's what it feels like. It does feel like that. And the whole stuff with Utah. Maybe, Matt. Maybe. It feels a little bit limbo-ish, so I'm looking forward to the timelines improving. But wish they will. But yeah, the whole thing with the Utah, the whole thing with that university, the whole thing with Charlie Kirk, the life of Chuck, that film. I'd put a tweet out. So in the life of Chuck, it's weird because it came out and then it's gone. And there's other films that have been out longer. Aren't as maybe popular or on a par, but they're still in cinemas. But that one's been taken out for some reason. I kind of feel like I know why. It was almost like they gave us a quick preview and then it's gone. But one of the things in there is they show a sinkhole. So I tweeted about that, but I'm probably going to go more in depth about it tomorrow, I think. But sinkholes, I think we might start seeing a lot of sinkholes in the coming weeks, days, months. Yeah. One thing to remember as well is the numbers on Black Swan is 86. 86 is also, hey Teresa, 86 is also tunnel, it's also pyramid. So pyramids, when you go underground, there's always usually a tunnel that's connected to it. Tunnel networks, sinkholes. I think we're going to see a few of those coming. The question is places where and when, and there'll be lots of surprises. But there are some that I think they're really pointing fingers towards. Today was interesting because it was wet most of the day. So I was in and I saw the Transformers film Dark Side of the Moon. It's a film that I've seen fragments of. I've never really sat down and watched the whole thing. I need to. But it's the one where Trump Tower is in Chicago. But it's that same area towards the end of the Dark Knight. The same Chicago area. And I've not been to, I've flown into Chicago, but it's not a city that I've traveled around in. But there's that downtown area where there's the river, or the canal, or whatever it is, the water feature, right by Trump Tower. And that is the same location, same area in the Dark Knight. Yeah, it's interesting how they use that. And even another film I've never watched before, but it was on, is The Devil Wears Prada. And I've always kind of not bothered with that, but I was like, what the heck is on? It was wet, so I had it on. And Anne Hathaway's in it, and she plays Brand in in Interstellar. But there's a part towards the end which stood out. So I've got to get this right. What's his name? Is it James Trace? I can't remember his name now. So I said that the shooter of Charlie Kirk, he's Tyler Robinson, and his middle name is, I think his middle name is James. But also the other Tyler Robinson, the young boy that died, that's connected to Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons is 136, which is Charlie Kirk 105 plus 31, which was his age, which is 136. And that's also Imagine Dragons 136, which is also The Dark Knight 136. And then the other one, so there's James, and I think it's Trace. Is it Trace or Trey? I need to check. But they use those two middle names for a character at the end of The Devil Wears Prada. And it was strange because anything that comes up, I'm like, okay, they're showing it for a reason. What is it? And that seems to point to that those, even back then. And I think that connection between those two characters, two people, the shooter and the boy that died just a few years ago, they have the same name. And he's, or they have different middle names, but one is the same middle name as Charlie Kirk, which is James. So there's a whole bunch of things with all of this. And 186 is Tyler Robinson, 86 is Tunnel, Black Swan. Maybe the Black Swan reset, that would be 186. The Black Swan reversal will be 186. The Galactic Federation is 186. The Fantastic Four is 186. Just interesting how these things have been put in place, all kind of dotted around. Yeah. Characters from movies, similar names, different names. Oh, this is one. So I'll probably go into this more in depth tomorrow, but the Mormon faith, the prophet is Russell M. Nelson, and M stands for Marion, M-A-R-I-O-N. And Christopher Nolan, as I've said before, knows about he's put in plain sight the Mormon connection with Moroni's men, how they all got arrested on a RICO charge, but it's actually Moroni in the Mormon faith. And he talks about Nelson in Interstellar and how that guy's farm was destroyed. And Marion is a femme fatale that Christopher Nolan uses in his film. So Marion Cotillard, the French actress, she's Mal in Inception, which is 105, which is Charlie Kirk, and she's the nightmare in the cob. Corn on the cob. You've got the cornfield in Interstellar. There's a scripture in Mormon theology that talks about the field is white already to harvest. But Marion, the femme fatale, Marion Cotillard, she's also in that Brad Pitt film, isn't she, as well? She's a spy. But she plays those roles quite well, and Nolan's used her twice. Hey Nadine. And Marion's the middle name of the male Mormon prophet. And then in The Dark Knight Rises, she cuddles up to Batman, but then betrays him and turns out to be someone completely different. And I've read recently, or watched recently, that they had to delay filming because she was pregnant, but he wanted to use her particularly for that role. So he's used her twice, and both times she's been a problem in the system in terms of the character. But it's interesting they got the same, her first name and then his middle name, because Nolan knows he's pointing fingers at Utah, and it doesn't bring me any joy to say that, but I can see the signs. And I do believe that the touch paper with Charlie Kirk in that location, and it's about to blow. In fact, I know it is. There's too many things pointing towards it now. So anyway, so we'll see what the next hours, days, weeks bring, month or two. We'll see what it brings. And here we go, folks. So I had my knickknacks again this afternoon. Loads of you are loving it, enjoying it. So links are below. You can get it in the US link and the UK link. So choose accordingly. Hey Matt, good to see you. Mr. T, there you go, the 18. Great. Oh, we've got 118 in the chat. We've got a 39 thumbs up. 39 is brand, as in as in Anne Hathaway's character in Interstellar. So that's interesting. Yeah, and 118 is the storm. Nice. Cool. All right, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good few hours. Take care. Bye.